Fix the bangs.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Ricky Buzz. I'm here with Aimee Kugee, director of Cannibal Mukbang, which is currently streaming on Tubi TV. Aimee, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing so well. Thank you so much for having me, Ricky. I am excited to talk to you about mukbanging, cannibals, and romance and gore.
Uh, what made you fall in love with the horror genre, and particularly why horror for your first debut feature?
So I was exposed to horror like pretty early on in my life. Not in like a scarring way, but my mom like loves B horror, and so we grew up watching like a lot of really trashy, fun, scary movies. Like she was totally fine with me watching violence. Um, anytime there was sex, she would cover my eyes, but like violence,
Uh,
I basically watched whatever. So my earliest like horror movie that I remember watching was The Cell. And I remember just being like so in awe of how gorgeous that movie is, but also terrified. Like the scene when the horse gets cut in half. Sorry, spoilers. Really, 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 really scared me. But I remember just being so fascinated with it, and we'd watch that a lot. We also watched like all of the underworld movies and Blade, and like like anytime
yeah,
there's a sexy vampire or a werewolf or something, like we watched all of those movies together. Queen of the Damned is another one that I watched probably like over a dozen times in my life.
classic.
So yeah, I kind of grew up watching horror. Funnily enough, I was like really scared of The Exorcist and like some of the other classic ones. Like I didn't watch Friday the 13th until I was in college,
Oh,
or
okay.
um, Halloween until I was in college. Like some of the classics I didn't really dive into until I was in my like late teens or early 20s, but definitely grew up watching a lot of like early 2000s super trashy horror.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for me, the first horror movie that really scared me was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the '74 version. And it's because
Oh
there's a scene, the scene when like the girl goes in, it's literally daylight, broad daylight, and she's like running out, and he just grabs her. I was like, "You're not safe in daylight? What?" I was
yeah.
like, "Oh man!" And
No,
then the
that movie
ending
is
as well.
amazing. Movie's amazing. Masterpiece.
For your first feature debut, how did you decide that this was the script and story you wanted to tell? Like, why specifically like Cannibal Mukbang? Why not just have her be like a regular serial killer?
Well, I don't really know, honestly. I felt very inspired to make the story for some reason. Like, I like to just call it like a higher power, like something possessed me and was like, you're making this movie. Um, I had written a few scripts before, but this one was the first one that kind of just like flew out of me. Like it came pretty naturally. And I pulled some things from like previous features that I'd written and kind of incorporated it in. And there's just something about it. Like Ash just like possessed my life, and like that character I just knew I really wanted to bring to life. I wanted to make a complicated sort of like villain anti-hero, but like a super hot cool uh I don't know, just like someone that you can't decide if you want to be or if you want to be with. Like that's kind of how I describe Ash. She
Yeah.
inspires me a lot as a character. And so when I came up with that character, I just knew that I had to make it. And I don't know, like something just kind of possessed me is all I can really say. I have plenty of other ideas, but this one just kind of like bloomed into something bigger than me.
Oh, okay. She's like very Manny Pixie Dream Girl-ish, like almost like fantasy, like she isn't real in a way.
Oh yeah, she's a version of the manic pixie dream girl, but um I like to like play with that sort of label because she is, but she also like really really isn't. Like she's so much more than that. Um but yeah, I think that manic pixie cannibal.
Were there films or anything that inspired the character of Ash, or was it just something of your own creation?
So Ash was inspired by a lot of different characters. I think primarily Jennifer Check from Jennifer's Body really inspired me. I like that that character was kind of just written off as like a hot girl, but with
Yeah,
time, I think a lot of people have revisited Jennifer's Body and seen how much more complex that character is. And I was really inspired by her when I was writing Ash. And I also just wanted to write someone like strong and interesting and funny and smart, like just someone who kind of has everything, but is
Yeah,
also really scary and also like, not to be trusted. Like, don't trust her. When, Mark does so many things in the movie that like I feel like we can all relate to and we probably would do in the same situation. Um,
yeah,
so I wanted to write someone that like would be attractive to a lot of different people.
yeah. And she's also very confident and like in herself. Like she's very like trusting in herself of like her abilities. I
Hmm.
was gonna say, what was it like casting April Consalo for the role of Ash and Nat Wise for the role of Mark?
So Ash and Mark, I used Actors Access to cast, so I cast them. Um, it was really fun, actually. Like the process was fun, but a little overwhelming. I got like hundreds of people submitted for both roles, and it was kind of like a sea of headshots, and I kind of had to narrow it down from the headshots. But Mark was actually like very easy for me to cast because I just knew like when I saw Nate Wise's audition that he was the one. He was the first one I watched, surprisingly enough, and I remember like exactly where I was when I watched it, and I remember like looking around. I was alone. I'm like, this guy's great. Like I gotta get this guy. I have to see. I have to talk to him more. And so, his was the first audition I watched. He just had that sort of like mumblecore nervous energy that I really adore, and I think he just brought a physicality to the character.
Yeah,
He trained in clown school, so he had a lot of like
yeah.
physical weird, oh, squirmy, like when you watch him you're like, oh, he's so uncomfortable, like is he okay, like
It's very
that sort of
awkward and
thing.
socially awkward.
So awkward, like so nerdy but also like so handsome, conventionally attractive. So I wanted to hire him immediately. Ash was a little bit harder. Like her character is just so complicated that it took me a while to like. I narrowed it down to like three people. But when I talked to April Consalo on the phone, I knew it was going to be her because she just like we just had a great rapport immediately, and she just has this like really vivacious energy and like drive, and she's just so smart and funny, and she really got Ash like immediately. So after I talked to her on the phone, and then after I had them meet in person for a chemistry read, like I just went to a bar with them and was like, "What are these two like together?" Before I officially hired them, and the way that they acted together, like I just could tell, like you could cut the like tension with a knife. Like there was something there between them that I knew would translate really well on screen, and it did. Like I'm just so lucky, like you kind of have to follow your instinct when you're casting, because we're lucky that there's so many talented people out there, like so many amazing people that could have played these roles, but
Yeah.
um, there's just something about them that I was really drawn to, and I just followed my gut.
I was gonna ask this, particularly in the movie, spoilers for anyone, but it's a light spoiler. I hear Mark says, "I've had other girlfriends," and then Ash stops him. He's like, "I don't care about your other girlfriends." I was thinking, were you ever thinking at one point to like write yourself in as a small cameo? Like, I don't know, maybe you come in
No,
like as Mark's
absolutely
girlfriend or
not.
Mark's ex, and then Ash takes you out or something.
No, 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 no. I don't want to act at all. That's
Hmm.
something I'm not interested in. I love actors. I think their job is so hard, but I that's why I would never do it. I am in the movie though. There is a scene when they drag a dead body through a graveyard and it's my dead body.
Oh,
So I am in the movie, but no, I would not act. I've acted in some friends things just because I want to be a good friend, but that's something I'm not interested in.
oh, okay.
I'll be a dead body. I'll be like a background character, but I'm never gonna be like fill up the
Oh,
screen.
okay. Not even like a quick little like 30-second, 45-second thing.
No. I would have to pay myself a lot of money to do that. And even then I'm not photogenic like these actors out there. So I'm not gonna do that.
Oh. I love the flashback sequences that we see whenever Ash is telling her story about her and her sister, and the lighting that's used. It feels almost similar to like a giallo film, like the 70s. Why did you guys choose that look specifically for like the flashback sequences, especially like the scene when Ash is attacked in the park? The the light illuminates on her and she's in red?
So I wanted to shoot on film for the flashback sequences. I went to school at CU Boulder and I was forced to shoot on Super 8 for a year and then 16 millimeter for a year in film school. So I really love and am passionate about using film. I think that it's there's a lot of great filters out there to make things look like film, but shooting on film is so special, and I feel like it adds this quality to the flashback that makes you a little scared and sad both at the same time. Like, it has that nostalgic vibe, and I wanted it to kind of give that like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like 70s
Yeah,
grindhouse look, and look different from the rest of the movie. The majority of the film is from Mark's perspective, aside from the flashback, and his world is very insular and modern. Whereas
yeah,
Ash, like, I like to think that we don't know where she came from. We actually don't know how old she is. We don't know if she's like supernatural in any way. I
ooh,
like to think that she is. So I like that there's
well,
this time quality with the film, and also that with when you're shooting on Super 8, you're allowed to, like, with the camera we used is a Pro 8mm camera that has a lens that you can like zoom in and out and like play around with and be a little more flexible. So I wanted her world to be much bigger than Mark's. Mark is like a very insular, anxious, kind of like mentally ill guy. Like, he doesn't really leave his house that much until he's with
yeah.
Ash. Versus her, like, she just has this whole world and like this whole backstory that we don't know anything about. So I wanted it to feel very, very different in like almost every way it possibly could.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Mark is like very introverted, recluse. You see in the beginning he only goes out at night. Well,
Yeah,
you always
he
see it in
like,
the movie. He goes out at night.
yeah.
I was gonna say many, or particularly me, or I did see a review written, and I was gonna ask, particularly with Cannibal Mukbang, would you say it's more leaning into like feminist horror in a way, and that like Ash's character and her motivations? Again, we also get her backstory, so would you say like a bit of it does lean into that element?
Yeah, I would definitely say it lands in that realm. I think um, me just being the writer and director and producer and being you know a femme person, a woman, I do think that inherently there is that sort of feminine and feminist sort of point of view. But I would like to label it more as like girl horror. Like,
Hmm.
I want to celebrate Ash being an attractive,
Yeah,
confident woman, and I think like all of her different makeup looks and her room being really fun and girly, and those types of things and aspects of her life, I want to celebrate and put out there and show that, like, like, she can be a scary cannibal, but she can also really like to get dressed up and wear cute makeup and have fun with her life and like sort of celebrate that. Like, throughout filming, it was important for me that April Consalo always felt really comfortable and confident in what she, was wearing and like the energy she was putting out there. Um, like, before scenes, I'd be like, "Do you feel hot?" And she'd be like, "I feel hot." I'm like, "Awesome." I think that that's kind of like the girl horror that I think there needs to be more of, where, um, sure, like, a lot of people love how April looks in the movie and how Ash is, because yes, she is a very attractive character. But I think there's a difference between objectifying women from that sort, from like a male gaze, versus objectifying them from like a female gaze or like a femme gaze, um, which is what I strive to do. Like, I don't want to. I'm not saying I want to objectify her, but I
yeah,
want to celebrate her. Um,
yeah.
and if
Like
that
take it
like if
from
that makes it a feminist film, then that makes it a feminist film.
yeah, like take it from like the male gaze perspective of like, oh, we only see her beauty versus like the female perspective, like she's more than just her beauty.
Yeah, I mean, her ugly side makes her beautiful too. Like, all of the like crazy things that she went through in her life and her flaws, I think, make her even more beautiful. There's a scene from the movie that I like to reference when talking about like objectification, and it's when she's walking with Mark in the park and we see a close up of her butt. And I like that scene, and I framed it in this way because he tries to hold her hand, but he decides not to. And that's what I was focused on when filming. But because her butt and she's wearing these shorts, like, everyone
Yeah,
just focuses on that and they don't even see like what's going on with his hand. So it's kind of a fun scene because I've talked to some men in my life that have been like, yeah, but you like objectify her with that butt shot. And I'm like, do you even know what's going on in the butt shot? Like, you're the one who's objectifying her by only focusing on that. So, yeah.
Alright. Which one do you prefer more, writing or directing?
Both. I can't pick one.
Oh,
I love directing a lot. It's writing. I write a lot more than I direct just because it's so hard to get things off the ground. Um, I love both though. Like I really want to continue to write and direct. I'm open to directing other people's things, but I'm really picky with like things that I direct. So, um, for the most part, I have only like really done things that I've written, unless it's like a fun music video or something.
what's your next project? Or are there any clues on like if there might be a potential sequel to Cannibal Mukbang?
Yeah, so there hopefully will be a sequel. Me and April actually co-wrote it. Like we don't have the script completely finished, but we have the structure and all the beats laid out. And as soon as we get funding for it, I'm totally game to bring Ash back. But the next project that I'm working on is an emo horror movie called Trust Me. That I can't like really say much more about it, but I've already written the script and I'm in the process of trying to get that off the ground. So can't say much more, but it's very exciting and it's
Mhm.
going to be really, really fun and very different from mukbang, but with the same sort of tone, like the same sort of like horror comedy tone.
If you could work with any director or actors, past or present, who would you like to work with?
Ooh. Oh, I'd love to work with Romero and Fulci, but for directors and then for actors, Rutger Hauer would be like such a dream to have in something. I would love to work with him. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's just so many amazing actors out there and amazing directors. Um, yeah, I think that those are my answers for right now, though. It would be really fun to have. It'd be really really fun to have Megan Fox in something. I think that would be really cool. I feel like she needs to be in more horror movies. Um, yeah, that's a really great question. There's just so many people. It's hard for me to answer, honestly. Oh,
Oh,
I really want to work with Hunter Schafer. Really want to work with Hunter Schafer. I really want to work with Jack Haven. I think that would be like they'd be a great person to work with. Um, and then Alice McKay is a director in Australia that I would like to work with too. That is making a ton of movies right now. Her movie um, Serpent Skin just played at Brooklyn Horror and played in Fantasia. And I saw it at Fantasia and it was excellent. The Addams
uh,
Family too. That's my last one. There's too many people.
uh, for me, it'd probably be Jane Schronenberg. You know who that is?
Cronenberg?
No, Jane Schronenberg.
Oh
She
yes, Jane would be
I,
amazing. Yes,
yeah, I
yes,
said
yes.
blood.
Jane and also Cronenberg. Yeah.
uh, and Robert Englund, that'd be one I'd want to work with. I feel like he should
Robert
have came back. I feel like he should have came back at least one more time as Freddy Krueger. But
Yeah.
if you could be in any horror movie, what would you be? And yeah, you survive it, but like, what horror movie would you be in?
Oh, I'd be in Hellraiser for sure.
Oh wow.
I want to be in Hellraiser. I want to be with the Cenobites. I would act as one of the Cenobites. I would be like dressed up in a crazy outfit. Like I love the Chatterbox and Butterball. Like put me in a Butterball suit. I would kill that character. I'd love to be Butterball in Hellraiser. I'm only 5 feet tall though, so I don't think I'd be that scary, but I could wear some big shoes or something.
I'd be in probably Demons or Domani from I think 1982, the Italian horror film. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be in that one. And then I think I already asked, do you think you'll cameo in Cannibal Mukbang 2?
I'll be a background character. Part of
Oh,
Cannibal
really?
Mukbang 2, it's gonna be a road trip movie, so it'd
Ooh.
be fun if I was just like at a gas station or like they drive from the East Coast to Las Vegas. So maybe I could be in the background as like a bartender in Las Vegas or something. Like I would do something like that. But I think that acting and directing at the same time is so hard. So I don't know. That would be a lot.
Oh. And who do you think Ash's friends would be, like horror wise? Like,
Ooh, Ash would be friends with the girl from Raw. Um, she would be friends with Ethan Hawke's character in Ravenous. She would be friends with Jennifer Check, of course. Um, hmm,
not Taylor Russell's character from Bones
Patrick.
and All.
She would not be friends with Patrick Bateman. Ash doesn't have a lot of friends though, and I think that's kind of her one of her flaws. Like, I want to explore that a little more in Cannibal Mukbang too. Like, have her be friends. Like, find a friend.
Oh, that's good. Well, thank you, Amy. It's been great chatting and getting to know a little bit more about the creation and process of making Cannibal Mukbang. And I'm looking forward to your next film and project.
Thank you so much,
So,
Ray. That was fun.
thank you. Do you have any socials you want to plug or anything we should be on the lookout for?
I would just follow Cannibal Mukbang Film on Instagram. That's my film account, and then Melty Feelings on Instagram. I'm selling posters right now. It's just me shipping them out, so it takes a little bit for me to get them out. But I am shipping posters with love notes and signatures and sticker packs. So that's something if you want a little Cannibal Mukbang in your life. Um, yeah,
Is it
just
on
keep up.
DVD as well?
It is on Blu-ray. It's on Blu-ray, and we did have a really limited VHS run of it. We might bring back some more cassettes, but I'm not sure when that will happen. There's an incredible German media book if you're out there in Germany or the EU that's really, really fucking cool. But you can't get that in the US, unfortunately. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
It's been a pleasure talking, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.
Bye. That was fast.